All right, guys, welcome back. It's a little different setup for me on my end. I'm in my truck and I'm at the hotel at work. I've been out at work for about a week now. I got 2 more weeks. So, good times. It's fun. Little bit of a different setup that we've had a little bit of an issue setting up today, but that's okay. Today we'll be reviewing the song from Thy Art is Murder, which I'm extremely excited about, which is from the Aggression Sessions with Fit for an Autopsy, Thy Art is Murder, and for the life of me, I can't remember who else is involved with it. But still, it's going to be an exciting one to listen to. We listened to Fit for an Autopsy's track, and it was, whoo, man, that was a banger. My first song I ever listened to from Fit from an Autopsy, and it was just amazing. John, what else? What else will we be listening to today and checking out and reviewing?
Also be listening to the new song from Crown the Empire. I know you were saying you miss their old singer. I still think their stuff. It still slaps. Dogma was a pretty good one and stuff. So I'm excited for the new album that's coming together. This one's called Black Sheep. Dogma had like real cool visuals. Like it was a solid video. And then we're gonna just talk about briefly the new Amity, which is amazing. And then August Burns Red, which I really enjoyed. Some people are like, every album sounds the same, and I'm like, they're all great, and sometimes consistency's nice. So it's
Oh,
still
I know.
good.
It's like you give consistency the whole way throughout your whole career, not change your sound at all. People are mad. You change your sound, people are mad. So
It's
they're a
true.
perfect example. They're a perfect example of there's no happy medium there. That was a good album. I listened to that whole album, and my one friend brought up to me how every song like perfectly flows into the next one, kind of like we talked about with Fit for a King's The Hell We Create last year, how every song kind of just like went right into the next one. But oh man, I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was listening to the first track and then it went to the next one. I had no idea he even transitioned into the new song until I looked at my phone. And I think the second song was Jesse Leach from Kill Switch.
Oh yeah, the yeah.
And I'm
That's the third one, Ancestry. It's real good.
yes. Yeah, and I'm like, oh my gosh! Like, if I didn't look at this, I would have never been able to tell that this was a different song because it just flowed right in perfectly. Of course,
Yeah,
each song sounds differently, but the way that the transition goes into the next one was
yeah,
just was phenomenal. And August Burns Red, they're to me one of the top bands in metalcore. They've been around for a long time. They're from Lancaster, PA. I did a couple sessions with Matt Greiner. He does drumming lessons online for people. I've talked to him, also met him, and then Jake, the vocalist. They've all been together for forever, pretty much. I believe they had a vocalist before Jake joined, but other than that, they've been the OG lineup the whole time and continued to bring out really good albums as well as just instrumental albums. The whole album with just the instruments, and it shows a lot about their musicianship because each one of them on their instrument are really, really good and technical. They're very technical for a metalcore band. Playing in weird time signatures. List goes on. They've done good, and they even did some work with Fit for a King for a little bit. Uh, they did a couple of their songs. My favorite one that they did was When Everything Means Nothing. When they did the remake of that, holy hell, man! August Burns Red goes hard with that one. I oftentimes forget it's even Fit for a King song because I listen to the August Burns Red version so much. But nonetheless, I'm excited to talk about that one a little bit, and then these reviews are going to be fun. Crown the Empire, they were a big, big, big band, back in the I don't know, we'll just say several years ago, and they ended up getting rid of their one harsh vocalist, the guy that screams. Not sure what really went down there. They introduced a new guy, did a song with Courtney LaPlante, and then released a couple other ones, and they've been nothing but straight heavy hitters. So I'm expecting for this Crown the Empire song that we're about to listen to something heavy hitting. I don't know though. I'm excited and I'm open to it. You know what I mean? I have nothing against the new guy. I love the old guy's sound and
Yeah.
that flow. Like first time I ever heard like Makeshift Chemistry. Oh my god, the
Ooh.
Fallout. Like
Makeshift Chemistry is
Limitless.
one of my favorites. Like,
Oh
it's
my
so good.
gosh, it is. That whole album was so good. Like that was a 10 out of 10 kind of album for them, hands down. So nonetheless, I'm super excited
Yeah.
for what we're gonna dive into today. So we'll get after it. John, do you have anything that you want to touch on? What you're expecting?
I'm intrigued because the Aggression series, I mean, already like Hellions was amazing. So I'm excited to see where it proceeds from here and everything. Like, even though I mean it is a different band and stuff, it's like I like it. Like so far. I mean, I think it's a good concept. So I'm real excited for the Thy Art is Murder one.
It was funny when I found that out that it was just the or not just the when I found out it was multiple bands doing this Aggression sessions thing. Because I thought it was just Fit for an Autopsy when we first listened to Hellions, right? So as we progressed, I saw that on Twitter, Instagram, that Thy Art is Murder's coming out. And then I got on my Apple Music and I saw that it's like Fit for an Autopsy, Thy Art is Murder, a bunch of other bands. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. It's like an album with all these bands together that are doing separate songs. But I don't know. Regardless, it's super fucking cool. It's a really cool dynamic. And Hellions blew me away. And Thy Art is Murder. I don't know if anyone listens or if you've like really listened to them a lot. But they're heavy hitters too from Australia, man. Just
Yeah.
yet again proving that Australia is like pretty much at the top of their game with metal, dude. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say that.
Many good bands come out of Australia in metal. And like they're all super good in their own way. You got the Australian metalcore that is just like super technical and progressive. Then you got the deathcore that comes out with Thy Art is Murder. You got, Amity Affliction, who we're also going to talk about a little bit and have talked about. The list just goes on of these great bands from Australia, and it's just like, holy crap! Like, what are these guys doing that's so different? What makes the Australian scene seem so much above? I guess I don't know. Dare I say American metalcore? It's weird. It's a weird thing. It'd be a topic I'd really like to dive into one day, actually, fully. And then like we compare. That would be really fun. Maybe that's something we'll do. But yeah,
That would be fun.
Nonetheless, man, these Aussies, they get down with it. They know what's up. So I'm excited nonetheless.
Are you ready for it?
Oh yeah.
So I did look up the track listing for the Aggression series. So it's Fit for an Autopsy, Thy Art is Murder, Malevolence, more Fit for an Autopsy, Thy Art is Murder, and Malevolence again. So it's 3 bands. I haven't listened to as much stuff from Malevolence, but
I haven't listened to anything from them actually.
So good. Yeah. So it's nice because 6 songs, each band's going to do 2 songs off the album. So it's going to be pretty awesome. But here it is. Thy Art is Murder until there is no longer. Loading it up now.
Oh, is that it?
That's it.
Oh, wow.
Gone too
Wow. That
soon.
was a shorter song. Uh, yeah, I liked it. I liked it. It was really fast. It was fast. It was faster than I anticipated. And I like that breakdown. It was like really groovy. Meshuggah.
Yeah.
Meshuggah vibes. That's really what
Yeah.
I got there. Like bleed. That's what I got. Um I thought that it sounded produced very well. Of course, I would expect nothing less from Die Artist Murder. And I really love how it was just straight punch right to the point. Straight to the point. I will say this though, I do think Hellions was a lot better than that.
Yeah.
Both good in their own ways, but I will say I think Hellions was like a lot better. Um, and I think Hellions did a better job at creating like the initial uh, attention grab into the song, and then it carried over, and then like certain transitions within that song, the breakdown, plus the feeling of the video and the visualizer, everything about the Hellions track, as well as the lyrical side of it, really like grabbed your attention, I think, a little bit more. Nonetheless, it was a really good song from Thy Art Is Murder, and there were a lot of groovy sections in it besides just that like little Meshuggah part towards the end where it was a breakdown. So I like that. Um, what were your thoughts on that, John? What
I
was
uh,
what
I
was your
liked it.
expectations? What wasn't hit? What?
It it's interesting because it did like it was very chunky, like very it felt like very bass heavy and like definitely like your standard like super super low tuning. It was good. I mean the drums, I think the drums really stood out well. And I feel like the bass did. I feel like sometimes they were doing really cool things with the guitar, but it was quiet in the background and stuff. Like there was a few times where it's like I kind of wish that the guitar would have been a little bit more out there. And I think it is hard because it's the second one in this aggression series that it's hard not to compare it. And you have with Hellions, you have Fit for an Autopsy, great enunciation, all the instruments shine through really well. And it's like everything stood out a little bit more than this one, I would say. Like this one was still good. Like it had that nice groove, kind of like nice, kind of like funky, crunchy bass. Like it had a lot of great elements in it. It's hard not to compare it to Hellions though. So that's where a part of me is wondering, like, if I had heard it as a standalone thing and wasn't comparing it directly, I feel like maybe I'd still say it's good. It's not like a bad song, but I feel like it wasn't quite as good as Hellions, and Hellions I really enjoyed. But I would still say
No,
overall, it
it
was
wasn't.
interesting. Yeah, like
It's
that's
definitely
the
a
thing.
Die
Yeah,
Artist Murder song though.
yeah, it is like that. So that's the
Like
thing.
it's
That
100% a Die Artist Murder song. Like you can
yeah.
tell from the start.
So I don't know. I struggle with this one.
I
I'd
was
say, hmm, what would you say it is?
no, I was gonna say that it's a different. It almost feels like it's in its own different like uh realm, which of course is going to be a given considering it's three. What you said, three bands are doing two songs each.
Hmm.
So you're going to have, I guess, Fit for an Autopsy sound, and then you're going to have Thy Artist Murder sound. They're not going to sound the same, right? But when Fit for an Autopsy, of course, did Hellions first, the first release that we heard, the first one that we listened to, and for me, it was my first time ever listening to Fit for an Autopsy. It was like a whole new kind of experience, right? So this
Hmm.
one, I've listened to a lot of Thy Art Is Murder. I like Thy Art Is Murder, but it was a very, very clear as day Thy Art Is Murder sound,
Yeah.
which shame on me for maybe expecting something different. Because, like I said, I'm not shitting on it at all. It was a good song. It
Hmm.
was, but like I said, it was that was their sound, and I do agree with you with the guitar work as well. It did sound like some of it may have been kind of hidden in the background just a bit, but it was chunky and it wasn't a low tuning. And I love low tuning.
Hmm.
I think the guitar sound on low tuning guitars just sounds so good and incredible, especially if you can do it right. So, and of course his voice, just it's piercing. You hear it and you're like, oh man. So all in all, though, yeah, when we're gonna compare it to Hellions, it's kind of hard. But since it's off of a same album that everybody's doing something together, you know, we can compare it because they're coming off of they're all coming together to create one sound on a specific album, even though they're different bands. So I would definitely say Hellions takes the cake, though, takes the win. I will, although, say I'll give that a solid 8 out of 10, a confident 8 out of 10 for me. I will listen to it again. Um, it's more of a song that I feel like I don't know. So there's like some heavy songs that you can just listen to no matter what mood you're in.
Hmm.
Okay, right? At least for me. So there's certain songs that I can listen to anytime, no matter what. That was one of the ones that I'd want to solely listen to if I'm like getting pumped up to go do something
Hmm.
or angry. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. That's just like the vibe that I felt for it. So I can say that though solely. And then Hellions though is one that I could just listen to anytime. So I don't know
Yeah.
why. I don't know why that dynamic changes, but I mean that's the cool thing about music though. Like some people listen to like country music to go get a workout in at the gym. Some people listen to sad music. It's just that's just the way it goes. So that's definitely one of those ones that I'm going to listen to if I'm pissed off and I'm angry and I just want to like get a little fire under my ass. So I'm glad I got a chance, or that we got a chance to listen to it, because now I'm like, I can listen to that later on tonight when I'm at work rigging
Yeah.
out.
No, I think, yeah, I would say I'd probably give it more like a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
But it's a little bit hard because a bunch of things that I really enjoyed came out this week. So it's hard not to it's hard for me to be objective when it's like, when you hear like the new Amity was like, I'd say one of the best Amities we've seen in years. Like it was up there, at least in my mind, with, yeah, like some of their best work. So it's hard not to kind of compare those things a bit.
Everybody
Whereas,
loved that track.
yeah, because it was. I mean, because it's what I had liked of like, it was had those really like the clean vocals that they do so well and stuff, but then it was also really fast. And the harsh vocals in the new Amity Affliction song, I'll throw up the little thing since we're already talking about it. For Hell on Earth, around 2 minutes 40 seconds if you listen to it. Guys, when you check it out, it sounds like Cam here. Right? The harsh vocals at like 2 minutes 40 seconds. I was like, I could hear Cam doing this. It was real good.
Looks
So
like I'm gonna
yeah,
have to do a cover of it.
yeah, because that's the main thing is they had that. Like what I liked is the fact they had slow parts, they had fast parts, but it had like a lot of good aggression to it. So I'd say that it's one of those things that it's hard not to like have everything stand in the shadow of when you hear a band put out one of their best things, to kind of be like, you guys need to put out your best work. And so maybe I would give it a higher rating if it wasn't like in the scene of like 2 weeks of really amazing music. Cause like I've been
that is
still listening to
that
like, yeah, Invent
that
Animate all week.
that is a really, 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 really good point, because yeah, we have. I mean, hell, we just had all Sulfur come out with their full length album. I believe it was
Mm.
yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. And a boatload of other releases, boatload of other singles. We had albums from last week that are still flowing over into this week, and so yeah, that is a good point, because there has been
Mhm.
an extensive amount of good songs, albums, singles coming out, which just creates such an awesome effect and euphoric effect for you, because it's nonstop something new. And that one thing that you've never heard before, you listen to, and that's stuck in your head. And you're like, I like this sound. This is the sound that I'm wanting to follow through. This is the sound that I'm starting to really dig into, dive into, want to listen to more, right? So like Invent, we'll talk on that again. And I still do have to check out the Amity Affliction song, guys. I've been slacking hard. But when I'm out at work for I'm supposed to be at work for 3 weeks. I've been out here for a week now, so I find time when I can. And if I don't have service, it's just weird with the Wi-Fi how it works. I can't like stream new songs. I can only listen to songs I have on my Apple Music. Anyways, doesn't matter. I still need to listen to that. But with Invent Animate, dude, that album was like I still like I was like thinking like, you know what, maybe I'm just like digging this because it's brand new, right? Maybe it's just like the hype, but no, not at all. Like it's all I want to listen to. And the guitar, man, like the riffing and like such low tuning, right? There's a lot of people that hate low tuned guitars, like really low, right? 7-string, tune drop G, like the sounds that they could create with that to me was something that's so unique, right? And it's a very progressive sound that I'm really enjoying, and I'm finding a lot of appreciation for the technicality that goes into songs like that. Or I mean, hell, I've even been listening to a lot of Polyphia a lot lately. There's a lot of technicality that goes into Polyphia's sound, right? Tim Henson on the guitar. So like you did say, though, there have been so many releases and singles and albums, so it is really hard when you listen to all these great things that have come and have gotten over the past several weeks. It's kind of hard to compare what could have been maybe a really good song had not hundreds of other songs just come out within the last couple of weeks that you were able to dive into and really appreciate. So it's kind of unfair.
That's true.
Like you said, for the opinion, because it is really hard to do that when you got so many other things that put certain aspects of the music and the sound on a different pedestal, right? So I appreciate it for what it was, just like you do as well. Yeah. And I definitely gotta listen to that Amity track, man. It's all I've seen, and it's been all over every Facebook posts, all the TikToks. I've been skipping past them because we were going to listen to it today, but we ended up deciding we're going to check out Crown the Empire.
We're actually going to check it out because you haven't heard it and you have to.
Oh, is this the Amity song?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, as soon as I was like, usually I want like a fresh reaction, but when I was like, you still haven't heard it, and it's like,
no, I haven't. And I've seen nothing but great things about it.
I know. I'm so sorry that I went ahead and listened to it because I was like, it's just too good.
I pray that my data allows me to listen to this through fully with no issues or lag.
Did the other one lag?
Huh? No, just the slightest bit, but it's okay. That's on my end because I have to use my service and bumfuck Egypt, Ohio.
This one, it's really good, and the music video is like, it's interesting because like some of their music videos have more like sadder undertones. It's interesting to contrast like the lyrical content to the content of this video. It's amazing. I don't want to bias you against it. Think of it.
I'm gonna take your word for it, bro, because I did not expect me to say that anything they've ever released was a 10 out of 10 until I heard oh my god, what the hell was it? I see
dead people. Yeah.
Couldn't think of it right there. Had a brain fart. All right, well, let's get after it. Let's get after it.
Up there because it's hell down here.
You said what?
I said I'm already feeling their old sound right here.
Oh yeah.
Because it's hell down here. I can feel your fear. I can feel your fears, and I can taste your tears. Is it heaven up there? Because it's hell down here. I can see your sorrow. I hope there's no tomorrow. Is it heaven up there? Because it's hell down here.
Okay, John. Okay,
Yeah.
John.
I know. I was like, you have to. You have
Okay, I'm gonna say it, dude. I've been sleeping on them for far too fucking long,
to.
guys.
I
That
know.
that was really good. That
Yeah.
was really good. And I know all my reactions are the same. Wow, that's good. But dude, that was fucking. They did such a good job with that music video. First off, is what I'm gonna say. I
Mhm.
love how it's nothing but them touring, fans, just having a fucking blast with the boys. You know, playing air guitar on a broomstick, fucking in a hockey rink. It's got everything. I love that. Uh, it's got such a good chorus, grabs your attention. It changed timing at the end too. I don't know if anyone noticed that. I noticed that. It was the first thing I noticed through the playthrough. The chorus uh, is played on the drums a little bit faster, and then the last time that they sing the chorus, it kind of goes into oh my god, I'm gonna get scolded for this, but I think halftime, and it just slows down on the drums, and I don't know, it was weird because like I knew that transition was gonna happen. I don't know why, and it's just probably because I play and make music myself. But I knew that it was coming, so it was awesome and it sounded good. It sounded produced greatly. Man, these guys, I've been sleeping on them for far too long, bro,
Yeah.
because that breakdown, that dude,
Yeah.
the black, I was like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
That's why
man.
people aren't lying when they said, like, because I've seen it floating around and I've seen it too. Of like, so three of my favorite albums by Amity Affliction: Young Bloods, Chasing Ghosts, Let the Ocean Take Me. All amazing albums, and it had elements of that, but even better. Like, it's one of those things that when you said I didn't ever think I'd give an Amity song a 10 out of 10, I was like, just you wait.
That
This
was
is
really that was yeah.
yeah.
And dude, no, you're absolutely right though, because my friend Lindsay, she loves Amity Affliction, dude, and she wanted me to do the reaction with you on the show and everything, and it's all she's been telling me about, like how good this song is and what it's like, this and that. She's like, you gotta listen to it. I'm like, Lindsay, I can't. Like, we need, give me like 4 more days. Cause I think it was released like 4 days ago. And I'm like, we gotta wait. We gotta wait. We're gonna do it. But damn, man, the transition game, the little synth in the backtrack of the song. I really like that, John. I like that a lot, and I think I need to dive into a little bit more of their stuff myself because it didn't surprise me because I've never listened to an Amity song and thought, you know, could be better. I've never ever in my life listened to one. I've listened to a lot of their stuff. It's just I don't know a lot about them, right? So for me, that's the thing. They've never came out with a song that I think has been bad at all. But why is it that I've waited so long to actually like just really appreciate the sound that they've put forward? because it's never really changed much,
Mhm.
right? They have, of course, went extremely heavy, which to me, I think of them more as that, like, the way that he sings in the chorus, right?
Mhm.
That typical chorus. That's
Yeah.
the sound that I kind of direct it with, and then with a little bit of screams. They're starting to get a really good mix with it now, which I'm starting to really like, appreciate. Adding really heavy elements, adding really emotional elements of happiness. And I don't know, like as a fan of Amity, for huge fans of Amity Affliction, that video should speak volumes for how important you are to them
Mhm.
as a fan base, right? Because you're involved in it. You're basically what that whole music video and possibly song is based off of. So, yet again, I'm gonna give that a solid 10 for me for them. I mean, hell, I had high expectations, and the expectations were met and exceeded yet again by them.
Mhm.
And I'm really glad that you decided to play that song, because
No, but the more you talked about it, I was like, I have to.
I'm really glad you played it, because that was good. That was so good. John, what about that?
I
What about what they're doing or have done is, in your mind, so interesting and intriguing, right?
So we've talked a lot about how we like the contrast of like the going back and forth, the heaviness, like the darkness, the beauty, like they're like all those thematically they investigate a lot of those things because and I liked all their stuff. Like one of their songs that I jammed for a good while is like Drag the Lake, which like and this has similar things where you're like, oh, it's talking about like it's hell down here, but then it's cool to see a music video where it's like they're just having the time of their lives and stuff. And I think for one, Australian bands once again are just killing it and stuff. And I think at least for me, what I appreciate is I think Amity is a good introduction to like metalcore for most anyone because they have elements that if you can appreciate any kind of heavier music, you'll at least get something out of it. Like it's something for everyone, but not like a cheesy kind of like we're just trying to appeal to the masses kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, for one, some of the best clean vocals in the world, but also like their harsh vocals are really amazing. And I would say if anyone has to, this is like a perfect intro to like Amity Affliction because this is like, I'd say the best work they put out in a while.
I think it's better
And
than Drag the Lake.
oh yeah, definitely better than Drag the
You
Lake. And
do, really?
that's the thing that like that's the weird thing is I don't know quite how to describe it, but my scales had to change because for a while things are getting so good, at least it feels like, that I can't just give 10 out of 10s to everything. So it's like it's interesting because I'd say like in what could be like a drier month or something of like not as much good music coming out, Dioder's Murder, like they probably would have gotten a higher score. But if because the bar keeps getting raised. So I'd say if anyone your homework with Amity Affliction is Youngbloods is a great album. Chasing Ghosts, one of my absolute favorite albums. Like could listen to it over and over again. And Let the Ocean Take Me. Like everyone's heard Pittsburgh, their classic one, which I also listen to Amity Lo-Fi because someone's on the internet just takes Amity songs and makes them lo-fi kind of like easy listening music. So it's nice to like wake up to their fast stuff and then go to bed to like slow covers. So yeah, I mean, I think their lyrical content's amazing and stuff. And I
Yes,
think,
yes, it is. It is very,
yeah,
very well written
and
and
there's so much going
articulated well in the
on.
music.
Yeah, of like their guitars, the scaling, the up and down, but then the synth in the background, like there's
I like
so
that.
much to absorb and stuff. Like that's the crazy thing to realize that you can every time I hear that song, I've heard something different. And at this point, it came out just very recently, and I've heard it like I think I have 28 plays on my phone somehow of it. So I'm already like
Yeah,
I couldn't help it.
that's really funny because I went through my plays. I went through my plays yesterday
Yeah.
before I went to work, and I've already listened to Invent Animates, having her like 61 times.
Yeah. Because it's a
And like,
great album.
that's insane. But how you said they're a good like opening to the scene, right? I can
Mhm.
agree with that. I can agree with that a lot. I will say this though. If I ever have somebody that's looking for something that's in the realm of what exactly Amity Affliction is, I'm never, ever, ever gonna tell them to listen to Pittsburgh, bro. Because unpopular opinion, I hate that song.
What?
I do. I do. I think it is so over freaking played. It was beautiful when it first came out. And I listened to that song a lot, man. Like, don't think I'm hating on it. You know, that song's been out for a long time. And long before I knew any or think that I know anything about what I do now. So we're talking years. And yeah, I loved it at first. And then I played it all the time. I really loved it. And it was one of those things where it just got overplayed over time. And then people were like, yeah, man, Pittsburgh's their best song. It's like, bro, but it's not, though. It's not their best song. Like, there's so many other good
This is the
songs.
best song. This one we just listened
I
to.
could
I'd have to
probably
say
say
it.
I
Yeah.
could say that. Like, this could be their best song. Or if you're like the heavier shit that they got, I see my dead friends or see my dead friends or whatever, like that,
Mhm.
or all my friends are dead that was released years ago. Like, you know, but I would never say to anybody that's wanting to listen to Amity, yeah, man, check out Pittsburgh. That's a
Because they've
really good
already
track.
probably heard it though.
Yeah,
It's like,
bro.
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, and I don't know. I love I love popular music, but I also don't I don't know. I hate when fans or people, perfect example, bro, Journey, right? Most popular song ever by them is Don't Stop Believing. Everybody in the fucking world knows that song. It is literally their most mid song they've ever written.
Ooh,
Ever.
this is hard opinion hours. This is
That is
like,
I
oh
mean it
man.
maybe, but I that's my opinion, dude. Like I think that Don't Stop
Yeah.
Believing is mid as shit versus all their other songs. Look at Separate Ways, man, from Journey, bro. They got so many good songs. And that's how I feel about Amity. Like I hate when people are like, yeah, man, I'm a huge fan. Like I love Amity Affliction. And like I said, I don't know their discography crazy, but I know a lot of their songs. And I'm like, oh yeah, what's your favorite track? Oh, Pittsburgh. Really? Dude?
Mhm.
Pittsburgh? I don't know. It's weird though. It's really weird just because, yeah, it's an emotional song, but I think there's been much more emotional songs that they've given. Like, even, I mean, hell, I would be happy if someone said that their favorite was Drag the Lake because I think Drag the Lake's a beautifully written song,
Yeah.
a beautiful emotional song. It's got that mix of the heavy, it's got that mix of the soft, and I think that would be, in my opinion, the best introduction into it. You know, Pittsburgh did have the like little choir effect in the end, and it is a very deep, meaningful song.
Yeah.
But I don't
But
know.
on that album, Pittsburgh, the album, Let the Ocean Take Me, Pittsburgh does start it out. But as far as amazing songs on there, Don't Lean on Me, and then The Way Down. If I ever really need to get real sad, The Way Down is my go-to song.
That's what
Like
I mean.
that's like,
That's what I mean.
yeah.
And like you, I mean, hell, you're a huge Amity fan. Is is Pittsburgh your favorite song that they've ever written?
No, I'd have to
Was it
say
was it prior to hearing these last new tracks or whatever?
no, because I've always liked off that album, The Way Down was really good. I like the song Open Letter is another really good one.
Yep, I love Open
Pittsburgh's a
Letter.
good pump up song, but here's the take I'll take. Pittsburgh is the Almost Easy of Amity Affliction songs. Like Almost
Yeah,
Easy, whenever people like that by Avenged Sevenfold, I'm like, there's better Avenged Sevenfold out there. That's
yeah.
the radio hit
Oh
and
yeah, and
stuff.
that's like another thing. Like I mean, it happens all the time. You know, of course, there's always going to be like people that you know, like a band, but they don't like it to the same extent that you do or someone else does. So in a way, for some reason, I don't know why we do this as fans, but for some reason we get offended and defensive. We're like, bro, your favorite song's "Downfall of Us All" by A Day to Remember, Doug? Really? You kidding me? That's your favorite song? You know, or you know, just an example. And like, I don't know why, because I'm trying to think about it myself. Why you get so worked up when people say that their favorite song is the biggest hit they've ever had, and I don't know why. Maybe it's a like, well, man, you don't like them. You just like that sound. You just like it because it's popular, right? And maybe that's the dynamic. But it's I don't know.
I think we found a theme though with you. Like armchair psychology hours, you also don't like strangers by Bring Me the Horizon. So I think you don't. There is a part of you that just doesn't like the songs that everyone loves, or you just like you wish that they listened to other music other than just the one.
Maybe I am the problem.
No, I'm not saying you're the problem, but I'm saying that there's a slight element, maybe I think a part of it is that wishing, like realizing that there's other really good songs out there, not just the one that was handed to you.
Yeah,
Stuff.
yeah.
Like
It's
one of those
you
things.
you brought up a good point. Because I had to think for myself there. I was like, fuck, dude, I'm a gatekeeper. I'm being a gatekeeper.
No, you're not a gatekeeper though.
But I then thought about it because it's like, well, you know what? Like to the Hellfire, I'm always gonna bring that like something from Lorna Shore up because they just did something that nobody's ever fucking seen before, right? So yeah, we'll go back to like when To the Hellfire came out, man, and it was all over the place, everything. You know, just an example. It's their most popular song to people, and I still can see why it is their most popular song. Because let's just say that there was no hype that came with Will Ramos and the joining of Lorna Shore. That doesn't take away anything from the fact that To the Hellfire is a straight banger, and if it never got noticed, it still would have been just as good. Like, the hype didn't need to carry that song the way that it did for it to be looked at as such a good song, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of other examples of like songs that other bands have come out with that are to the majority the best songs that I still really like. But there's just like, I don't know, when it comes to bands that I really, 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 I guess maybe like or that are really emotional, I look at the fact that like there's so many more emotional songs.
Yeah.
But that's also subjective to just my feeling. You know, my feeling of what is emotionally really hard pill to swallow may be different for you, may be different for the listener. So I get that. And that's cool. And that's okay. But yeah, I don't think Strangers is the best ever.
And I also realized I thought we had gotten away with most of the episode not mentioning them, but I realized I brought up all
yeah, you fucked up. You fucked up.
I get it. But no, it is, I think, but yeah, I was 100% say people should start out with Young Bloods, the title track on that album. Amazing. And Chasing Ghosts, definitely check out Chasing Ghosts. And then, of course, like Let the Ocean Take Me is really great, but like The Way Down is really amazing on that one.
I do like that one a lot. And Open Letter.
Open Letter also. So I know you are pressed for time, so we should probably move on to Crown the Empire, their new one from that they're doing for their Dogma album. Here we are. Oh, wait. I don't want to share the screen. I want to share a video file.
All right, Crown the Empire, you got a lot to know now.
God!
first thing I'm gonna say is at first I for some reason thought it was Kellen Quinn from Sleeping with Sirens
Yeah.
screaming. I really did. I thought that was him at first. I'm like, wait a fucking second, is Kellen Quinn in this song?
Yeah, it had that King for a Day feel to it, kind of.
Yeah, for a second or so, I was like, wait a second. And then the chorus was very, very good. It was one of the ones that I could like close my eyes to and just like, you know, be in my own like little world, right? The man, I just kept thinking about like the old screamer though. I don't know what his name was, but I'm just like, God, man, I miss that, but that's something I got to get over. Got to move on. It was a good song, man. It was good. Hell, they last song that I heard from them that was newer, I believe it was Dancing with the Devil or Dancing Like the Devil, which was a single they released several months ago that I listened to. That was pretty good. Probably one of their heaviest tracks they've ever released. And then they did a song In Another Life with Courtney LaPlante. I actually think that was like the best new Crown the Empire sound that I got. Well, now that they're going back to the heavy sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
The heavier metalcore sound. I really did actually really like Misery and all the other songs off of that last album. I really liked that sound that they actually introduced. A lot of people didn't like it. I was a huge fan of it, actually, personally. And then he went to the heavier stuff again, and I think they started it off with that release with Courtney LaPlante in Another Life. And I think that's personally, in my opinion, their best track all around. And it has nothing to do with like the fact that Courtney LaPlante's in it either.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she does add an element to it, but it's like a real good feel and sound for them that they were heading in. So I will give this song the respect that it deserves because it was good. It was a good song. I really did think though at the beginning that it was Sleeping with Sirens for like a slight second. I did. I really did, but I really like his vocals, his cleans, and then the bassist or the guitar player does the screaming now. I don't know what his name is. He's got a really weird. It's a different scream, something unique, right?
Yeah. Like
What do you
I
think
would
about it?
say I'm a big fan. I would say that these days I feel like their screaming actually, at least for me, their harsh vocals are better than the clean vocals. And briefly, they did like a weird tube kind of a compressor effect on the vocals, which I absolutely hate. It's like the new Green Day song, "The Father of All," that had that kind of like the compressed. I do not like that effect on vocals for some reason. So that does take away some points from me. Of like,
Is that what that was?
yeah, there's a few points to it that you're like, oh, like, yeah.
I thought
like,
it was my audio or
No,
the playback through, and I'm like,
yeah, no, it's an unpleasant. I do not get why people like that the compressed kind of tube effect on vocals. Not a fan of it.
no, I don't
So,
either because I was like, oh, what the fuck? But
yeah, but the guitars were excellently mixed. I would say guitars took the show on that for me. I
yeah,
liked it. It was a fun, like, kept you engaged and stuff. I think, yeah, I like the vocals that felt a lot like Helen Quinn, but then you're adding a weird tube effect sometimes. And the tube effect.
I'm really glad that you thought the same thing that it was
Yeah.
Kellen, bro. Because
Yeah.
for a second I started like thinking to myself, like, am I crazy or something? Like, okay. I'm happy with that. This is not by any means one of the best tracks they've ever given us, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do really think In Another Life was their best reintroduction into that heavier sound that we now have with Crown the Empire.
Makeshift Chemistry is still one of my all-time favorites by them.
I know and that's like we're going back to like comparing to like where it peaked and then to where it is now, and it's just it's so different now.
Yeah, but it was still good. I think the lyrics are pretty good on this one. A little bit basic at times, but it was still like nice and stuff.
How many songs are on this Dogma album that's being released?
How many songs are on this Dogma album? That's what I'm intrigued that's going to come out. I wish they'd have. I thought I had the whole list on it because I think it's gonna be cool once it comes out. We ordered now. Found them.
Because I gotta feel like you already got 3 songs that are gonna go on that album.
Yeah.
Already. So it kind of gives us an idea of what we're into, just a slight bit. But I mean, I could be wrong. Hell, I mean, there's a lot of bands that have dropped singles for an album, and then the rest of the songs don't do it justice whatsoever. Perfect example for me was like Invent at first with Heavener, Lorna Shore's Pain Remains, Bad Omens, Death of Peace of Mind. So there is always like that.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear the full length because we got much better stuff on there. You know, that's happened a lot. So
I think it's going to be good once it comes out. It's going to be an interesting one. I think, yeah. So I would say that I would give that a solid 7.5 out of very similar rankings in my mind to the new Die Hard song and everything.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'll say 7.5 too.
Yeah, I'd say 7. Let's go an even 7.
And I'm just basing it off of Crown the Empire's songs, just only Crown the Empire. Yeah.
Take out that weird vocal compression filter at some points, and I feel like it could have crept up to almost an 8 in a way. But like that filter almost brought it down to a 6 to me at some point. Like it was hard not to like.
I will say this though, aside from like the screaming that I don't care for on this guy's end much, the transitions in this song specifically were very good. Okay, I will say that. I will 100% say that. You know, there's a build up into the breakdown, and the breakdown kind of exited with another build up into the guitar solo, which was something that metalcore doesn't really do. Right? Metalcore is not known for like little guitar solos or little leads just taking over in today's aspect of the way it's listened to now, you know. So that was cool, and just like the way that it exited, there was an ambience. So I did like how it was written and put together. I think I'm not gonna lie, man. I get away from the dude that does Harsh, in my opinion, and I think that they're fine. Honestly, yeah, it sucks to say that. I think it's unfair to the group, but I really don't like what he has to offer at all, truthfully.
Yeah. Which is where we differ, because sometimes we're on the same page on about a lot of things. I think harsh vocals outshine the clean vocals.
Yeah, see, it's weird. It is really weird, but I don't know. But that's okay. That's okay. I don't mind. You know, that's what I like. That's what I like the most, because everybody does have opposing opinions, and most people, well, like, you know, like you and I, we could have an opposing opinion on anything and just, you know, that's cool. You know, this is why I think this is why I think that. And you can see it from each perspective. Like what you tell me, I can see and understand 100% why you feel the way that you do. And like, that's okay. I don't get offensive. I don't get butthurt. That's okay. I do want to know though, do you think that In Another Life is the best song that you've heard from them in a while though, out of all the?
I'd have to say, yeah. I mean, it's okay. I like that's the main thing is I feel like, and it's hard because you don't want to like put people in a box or whatever, but to me, they are perpetually living in the shadow of better songs. It's kind of like, it's one of those things of, which sucks.
You could not have articulated that roast in any better way. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god! You were 100% right though.
Yeah.
You are 100% right. And kudos to them, you know, for still trying, right? Because we are going to get something good again. I'm 100% confident. I mean, it is good. Don't get me wrong. But I'm sure, once again, we will get that the Fallout feel, Limitless, Makeshift Chemistry, all those. Like, we're going to get those back. You like to think. You know, you always get that again.
Yeah.
in some way when bands create a new sound. And like there's always a couple songs that you're like, oh, okay, that's up there with this, just like Amity. We just talked about it. They have been coming out with like similar sounds, but still their own like new little, and you just said it yourself that that's one of their best songs you've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
And you're comparing it to their long list of 10 plus songs that are huge songs, huge hits amongst the masses, right? So that was an excellent point there.
That's true.
So it can happen, and I 100% believe it will, because I didn't think that they would release anything after their last album that I was gonna really dig. And then In Another Life came out, and before even Cornelia Plant's song part came up, I'm like, God, dude, this is a good track. So I really like that. God damn it, John, you're good. That was phenomenal, dude. If there's a clip to take right there, that's the one.
It's true. I was gonna say, I was realizing you said you needed to go by 4:10. Do we need to wrap things up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's 4:10 on your head.
4:10.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
But that's a great note to end on, though.
Yeah, it was. That was like the best take I've ever heard. I loved it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening again. And sorry that the episode was a little shorter. Throughout these next couple weeks, they're gonna just be a little shorter because I have to go to work and everything. And just deal with it. We'll figure it out. We'll find a better way to have it easier for you guys to listen to and everything. We'll figure it out on my end. Other than that, guys, thanks for checking it out. Thanks for listening. Continue to send us funny memes, funny tracks, good songs, bad songs, whatever it is. We're all for it. We are available on all streaming platforms, King Listener Reviews, or on YouTube. Make sure you make sure you subscribe, guys. Things are starting to come together. Like I said, as soon as I get home in April 9th, we're going to have a huge guest on here. That's in a metal band that I'm sure some of you guys have heard of. So I'm extremely excited for that one. We're going to get a take from inside the scene. He's also a friend of mine. So it's going to be a very, very enjoyable interview / podcast. We're going to talk about what he's done, the new music that's out now, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be a great time, guys. Continue on. We're going to continue coming out with good content. So thank you for listening. John, is there anything that you would like to exit out with?
No, I think you covered most everything other than listen to Amity Affliction and check out the albums that I recommended. And
yes, absolutely, guys.
The Fallout by Crown the Empire, probably their peak album for me. So,
yeah. It was so good they had to make a deluxe album that was almost just as good.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see you all next week. I would need to let Cam go back to work, but it was a good one.
All right. Yes. See you guys. Thank you.
See ya.